This is the same year that the original Warcraft came out.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Warcraft, and then we would get Warcraft 2 a year later. Hugely important games in my life. Still a huge RTS fan. It wasn't the first RTS. You know, games like Dune sort of established what that genre was going to be earlier. Yeah. But it was the first that really focused on story and characterization, and I really took that aspect of it seriously. Although, I mean, it was a very playful game full of a lot of humor, too. But
RMU.
It was doing. It was.
Stop touching me!
Yeah. Work, zug, zug.
Yeah, I love that. Like I remember that. That was the thing that really wowed me. You know, sorry.
Really wowed you.
Before I was wowed, I was. Yeah, but no, I was amazing how well crafted it was. No, but like you click on a sheep repeatedly and it would just explode for no reason, and I'm like, that's so Monty Python. That's so bizarre. And I mean, RTS is a genre I never really got into. It's not really my type, but Warcraft had enough character that I was totally.
You were into playing it regardless of whether or not you were necessarily good at the game.
You had a lot of that. It wasn't Blizzard's first game, but again, like sort of Donkey Kong Country with Rare, it was the first one that really made them the company that they are today. You saw that Blizzard polish. You saw them establish the world that they're still living and playing in today. I think it's so funny that. Just things that were probably scribbled on the back of a napkin, like Stormwind and blah, blah, blah. Like, those are giant 3D cities that people can run around and shop in and hang out and they're friends with now. Like, and that was all established back in Warcraft 1.
Also, those cutscenes that they had in there, like, they look, I mean, they look dated, understandably, but, like, it's kind of amazing how Blizzard has always been like, the gameplay's gonna look like this. The cutscenes, though!
Yeah. Look how pretty they are. Feast upon them with your eyes.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of really interesting stuff in the mechanics of Warcraft 1 and Warcraft 2. It really pushed that genre forward in a lot of big ways. You had these scarce resources. You had trees, which were a limited resource. Like, you would chop them down and that would be it. So you had to be careful about how you spent your wood on each stage. You also had to, the mission variety, there was a lot more of it. You would do things like have sort of escort missions or missions where you couldn't build. You had like your squad of guys and you had to keep them all really safe and keep them alive. So, people kind of remember the silliness of the games at that level of polish, but they were actually they were innovating in a lot of big ways back in that era as well, Blizzard was. My sort of personal memory of of Warcraft is,
do it again.
I was probably 12 years old, 11 years old, and I went to this house party. I was bored as hell. It was all adults. I was like the only kid there. And they sent me down to the basement. They're like, I don't even remember whose house it was, but like this dad has all these computer games on his computer. Go mess around on his computer. Yeah. And it turned out that this dad had like incredible taste. Like he had Lemmings and Civilization and Warcraft. And I'd never heard of any of these. Like I had consoles. I didn't have any PC games. And I didn't know what it was. And I just fired it up and like, now in the era of the internet and smartphones, like that experience just doesn't happen anymore.
Totally.
Like just discovering something that you've never heard of and don't know what it is. And then the crazy thing is like my parents came downstairs, time to go, and I left and it was gone. It was gone. Like there was no internet. Like, what was
I'll never see it again.
Yeah, and so I had to like go to the toy store and be like, there's this game and you chop down trees and it's got these goblins in it and then you have to hope that the guy knows what you're talking about. Yeah. Like
Goblin Chopper.
It's funny. I actually have the like exact same memory, but with a different game, and I never found out what it was.
Mine was Fallout 2.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I think mine was either Baldur's Gate or one of the.
I feel like everybody has that experience where like you're at some party you don't want to be at with your parents. They're just like go do electronics.
And then you get exposed to like Legend of Zelda for the first time.
Right. And you're like,
And that's why gimmicks like gold carts were so important. Because like I want the game with the gold cart.
Yeah.